Hi there. These comments are for a student who completed, it looks like a free writing practice test evaluation. I offer these over at my website at bettertoeflscores.com, right? So you completed, I think, two. You did an integrated and independent speaking practice test. I don't do two for free. It takes too much time, as you can imagine, so I cannot afford it. I'll go broke. But I'm going to give you feedback on one of them. And what you want to do is, if you want feedback on the other essay, you can book a private lesson, right? If you want to do that, you can go over to my blog at bettertoeflscores.com. I do offer TOEFL private lessons. Even if you want more explanation on the essay that I'm giving you feedback on, you can also do that. Okay, so I'm going to put you in the three range. I'm going to put you between 3.5 and 3.7, maybe 22 to 24 points out of 30. I think that's probably a realistic goal right now. So the question is, what can you do better? So I think the thesis I personally believe that teachers should be well compensated. So this is the introduction here, right? So I'm going to show you how to expand that to about 100 words, right? And then you'll notice I have a more specific thesis. You say the specific reasons will be outlined in the essay below. Here's what I'm saying. I'm going to show you a way that you can create a little bit more. So I kind of did what you did in the beginning. I said some students who complete either the undergraduate or graduate degrees will eventually enter the teaching field. So I'm just making general statements like you did. These educators may teach elementary, high school, or college, and then like other professions, these workers expect to be paid for educating the students that they teach. In these cases, now I'm going to look at the question, and I'm going to kind of state different sides of it. So some believe that teachers' pay should be based on how much the students learn. In contrast, others believe that these educators' remuneration should not be based on student learning. Now, here's the key difference. So my thesis says, in my opinion, teachers should not be paid based on student learning because students have different cognitive abilities and not all teachers have the same qualifications and experience. So I took the topics of your two body paragraphs. You put not all students have the same learning and equal thought process, and then teachers should be paid on their qualifications and experience. I took those key ideas, I incorporated it into the thesis here. So I think that gives you a little bit better structure to your ideas. So that's my recommendation there. But that's not enough. I mean, if you look at each of your paragraphs, like this one, you have 82 words, right? So what you didn't do here is what you did here. I recall my brother who graduated with a doctorate, right? This idea. You started with a good example, but you didn't really elaborate on it as much as you could. I'd like to see you talk about that example in about 100 words. So talk about your brother, how much money he spent, how hard he had to work, and how it would not be fair for him to be paid based on his students' learning because he put so much effort into getting that degree. So you didn't develop that idea enough, right? That's the one thing I would do is I'd get rid of all of this and then focus on the brother and the graduating with a doctorate in applied physics. Now, in this case, there's really no specific example in here at all. They have their own individual capacity. Despite the best efforts, a child will not perform. It's unfair. Consideration should be given. You're just giving a lot of general ideas, right? That's all I'm seeing there, right? If I look, if we look in the 5 area, it says here, it's well organized and well developed using clearly appropriate explanations, exemplifications, and or details. That's where you're missing. You're missing that depth and progression of ideas in those body paragraphs. You could also include a little bit better thesis statement, and I think that will definitely improve your writing skills. And you'll get a much higher score on the TOEFL if you follow these guidelines. All right? So for more information, you can go over to my website at bettertoeflscores.com. You'll notice I have a speaking and writing feedback service there. I also offer TOEFL private lessons there, if you're interested. Now, if you guys at YouTube, if you can help me out here, A, subscribe to my channel. B, post this video in your social media somewhere, right? That would be very helpful. And like the video. C. All right? And thank you everybody for watching. And remember that writing, it can be learned. It's not easy. It takes a lot of practice. You know it. I know it. You're not going to learn writing by watching just this video. You're going to learn it by practicing. You need to do writing practice tests. You need to get feedback. You make some changes. You do more writing. You get more feedback. You even make more changes. You have to look at writing kind of like it's like a circle. It's not you do A, B, C, D, E, and then you get better. It doesn't really work like that. It's more of a circle, right? You work on certain things, but you go back to working on those things later on. And eventually, as you continue practicing, your writing proficiency gets higher and higher and higher. And that way, and a lot of my students who join my online course, they get between 29 and 30 points in the writing, but they do that only after maybe 30 or 40 different writing practice tests. That's how many they have to do in order to get to that level. So it takes time. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of like losing weight, right? If you cut back how much you eat for one day, and then you exercise, but you do it only for one day, your results are not there, right? So if you follow the guidelines and the practice I'm telling you, you do this over several weeks, even a few months, I guarantee you your writing skills will be very, very academic, and you will score super high on the writing section of the test. All right, thank you.